Many times we've driven through Capitol Reef, but we've never really done anything here. Today we're going to change that, even though parts of the park are closed as of March 2024. We're going to hike Cassidy Arch via Grand Wash, Hickman Bridge via Cohab Canyon, Sunset Point, Goosenecks. We'll stay at Fruita Campground and enjoy the famous fruit pies. We'll make side trips to the Moon Overlook and the Mars Research Station. Yes, it'll be another Utah Extravaganza, going where we've never gone before. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Greetings from Torrey, Utah. Over the next few days, we're going to be exploring the Capitol Reef area. For the first 2 nights, we're staying at Sand Creek RV Park, but they have no water, so we may have to move. It's been snowing a lot here lately, and I hear some parts of the park may still be closed. We'll make the best of it. Here we are entering Capitol Reef, and it is starting to rain. We're not gonna do a whole lot today. It is mid-afternoon and we just got here. We're just gonna get the lay of the land, and tomorrow will be a different story. Let's stop at Panorama Point and Goosenecks. This should be a short uphill walk to the Vista Point. Well, this is Panorama Point. Certainly the views are quite incredible. It is too windy to be speaking on camera, but the views are incredible. Let's go to Goosenecks Overlook. Here we are, and this is also the trailhead for Sunset Point, but we're not gonna do that one today. Nice view, looking back towards the parking lot.
Here we go, we're almost there, I think. Apparently there is a platform where you can see the goosenecks down there. Here we go. There it is. And let's hurry up because right now we have it all to ourselves, but a bunch of people just parked. Let's go all the way to the edge.
It is kind of hard to get a sense of scale from up here, but it is pretty huge. Reminds me of Goosenecks State Park, also in Utah. What a unique color on these cliffs. Let's stop by the visitor center to find out which roads and trails are closed. Now entering the Fruita Historic District. This is where the campground is located and the visitor center, some of the historic buildings, some trailheads, and Wi-Fi. The only place with Wi-Fi in the whole park. As expected, some of the roads and trails are closed. Now the 20-mile scenic drive is open, so let's at least do that one today, and then tomorrow the real exploration begins. As I mentioned, this is the Fruita Historic District, where we have these orchards and these historic buildings. The area was settled by Native Americans for thousands of years, and then the Mormons arrived in the 1870s, settling along the Fremont River. Eventually, outsiders discovered the striking beauty of this area, which became a national monument in 1937. In the 1960s, the National Park Service purchased all the properties, and in 1971, the year I was born, it became a national park. This is the beginning of the 20-mile scenic drive, which is all paved, and the only road in the park opened at the time of our visit, aside from State Route 24, which crosses the park. Let's go all the way to the end. It is a gorgeous drive. And yes, many parts of Utah have these types of red rock, mesas, and buttes, but these are somewhat different. Unique. Well, they are all unique in their own way, but these have so many different hues of red, brown, even green. We've reached the end of the road, and as expected, Capitol Gorge is closed. Since the rest of the roads, and trails for that matter, are closed, we're just gonna turn around. This is the entrance to the Grand Wash, which is also closed. The road, not the trail. The trail we're actually doing tomorrow. I can't wait to begin exploring this unique place. So many years waiting for this. That is it for today. At least we got an overview and information on the status of some of the roads and trails. More adventures await over the next couple of days. So there is this Mexican restaurant right next door to the RV park, so we decided to have dinner here. Great chips and salsa, and the margaritas, and we ordered the fajitas. Well, what can I say? That was really good. Exceeded our expectations. I forgot the name of the place, but it's walking distance to the RV park, so that's always a plus. Good morning. A little bit of a later start. Oh, look at that.
Sand Creek RV Park, then turn right onto Sand Creek Road, next left onto Utah 24 East.
Well, good morning. A little bit of a later start than I was hoping for. I mean, it is 8:18 a.m. Mountain Time, and yeah, it is frigid out there. We're gonna do actually 2 hikes this morning. The hike I'm doing today, I've been wanting to do it for almost 10 years. It was June of 2014 when we first drove through Capitol Reef on the rental Class C motorhome from El Monte. And at the time, I was particularly interested in this arch you were actually allowed to walk on the top of it. That is extremely unusual. But back then, we just ran out of time, and I've been putting it off ever since. But not today. Even though the shorter route through the Grand Wash Road is closed, we can still hike the Grand Wash Trail, which adds an extra 2 miles, a little more actually, to the entire trek. But that portion is mostly flat, and I think it's gonna be totally worth it. Now Cassidy Arch, that one is a strenuous hike, only 3 miles round trip, but with 685 elevation gain. It should be fun. Here we are, arrived at the trailhead. There's plenty of parking, and this is what we're gonna do. Since the Grand Wash Road is closed, which, there's a very nice parking lot there where you could do the Grand Wash Trail or the Cassidy Arch Trail, which is the one that I really want to do. We're parked here, and we're just gonna do the Grand Wash Trail. If I need to go to the bathroom, I'll go here if it is open, and then we're gonna do the Cassidy Arch Trail, which is the more strenuous one, but it's like probably one of the most popular trails here in the park. That's the plan anyway. So let's get to it. Grand Wash Trail is relatively easy, 2.2 miles, 200-foot elevation, and it's just a deep canyon. Now Cassidy Arch is 1.7 miles, but it's 670 feet of elevation, so that one is up and up and up and up. A lot of up and down, I think. Let's do it. Very quiet, beautiful morning here. I don't know if one of those two is the Capitol Dome. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, here's the trail. We are here. We're going all the way here. Well, this is it. It is not entirely clear where the trail begins. How the heck do you get down there? Well, coming down those rocks was a little sketchy, but now here we are. And I believe this is the trail. There is something special about hiking in the morning light with this perfect weather. Look at that. This is gonna be a good trail. Look at the pack. So far, what an amazing hike this has been. And this is not even the main hike we're doing today. Here's one of those that looks like a barcode. And the scenery all around us is just incredible. I think we're approaching the area called the Narrows, which, as the name would indicate, it is a narrow section of the canyon.
We're almost 1 mile in, and the trails.
Minute 20 per second. Elevation 5,100.
Here we are, the Narrows. According to this, I still have 2 hours to go, but I think it's gonna be quicker. Looking back, of course, is another amazing view. Of course, we're gonna come back this same way, so we're gonna be able to see that probably in a different light.
What an amazing feeling to be able to walk on this narrow canyon, surrounded by all these towering rocks. It is just gorgeous.
The way I just crossed the two only groups of people I've encountered, and there are only two cars parked at the parking lot, so I'm assuming there's no one else ahead of me on this trail. Yeah, because of the big difference between light and shadow at this time of the day, it is very difficult to capture this on camera. Like, for example, that back there, it's overblown here, but it looks gorgeous in person. Well, you can see a little bit. I think it is hard to portray here, but when you stand still, there's not a sound. A little bit of a breeze, but not a sound. It is a pretty rocky trail, but you just have to find everybody else's tracks.
I just can't get over this place. 360 degrees of gorgeous solitude. We are at the 2-mile mark, by the way, give or take.
Well, I never forget to look back, and I just realized why all trails thinks I have an hour and a half remaining. That's because all trails thinks I'm coming back right away on this trail, and we're not. We're gonna do another trail. Let me recenter this because see, we have it's there. That's the parking lot and the Cassidy Arch trailhead.
Okay, here we go. This is the Cassidy Arch Trail. 1.5 miles. Elevation here 5400, at the arch 6350. Originally I was gonna go all the way to the end of the wash because there's a bathroom, but I don't really need to use the bathroom yet, so we're gonna start the Cassidy Arch Trail. Breakfast. The ascent begins. Look at all these thin layers on the rock. Wow. Yeah, I'm already getting breathless. And it's not only because of the views. Definitely got some switchbacks here. Yep, these switchbacks are no joke. It is up and up and up. No breaks. Definitely gaining some elevation here. We keep going. Whew, this part is kicking my butt. The high elevation is probably part of it too. Oh my gosh. That's gotta be the Grand Wash Road down there. Well, so far, what can I say? This one is legit. Probably the most strenuous hike I've done since my injury last year. But the views. There, we've got some fellow hikers coming this way. Maybe they walked the Grand Wash Road. It's gorgeous here. I mean, I'm breaking a sweat here in probably 50-degree weather. And I believe the steepest part is over, according to what I saw in all trails. But it's still gonna be a steady climb. The view back. That's the wash down there. And here's our view. I don't know, we're like almost halfway up. I'm gonna take a break. I'm about to have company. They are catching up. And seeing other people on the trail gives you a better sense of scale, for sure. I got rid of my jacket because it is warming up here. That's the other Grand Wash trailhead with the pit toilets. Oh wow. Take a look at this. That's the wash road down there that is impossible right now. Of course, not to be missed, this is our first view of Cassidy Arch. Yeah, I just realized that's gonna be Cassidy Arch ahead of us. I see two more people on the trail up there. And I think it's probably
in the high 50s, mid 50s, but with the sun and zero wind, it feels like perfect hiking weather.
So great to have our goal, our destination in sight.
Fork on the road, Cohab Canyon, campground that way, Cassidy Arch this way. Actually, I've been wanting to do this hike since our 2014 trip.
Hey, bear with me, I'm getting old and I tend to repeat myself. Suffice to say, I am super excited to be here and being able to share the experience with you. These rocks, all these layers and waves are just amazing.
Oh, look at this. And sometimes the trail is not entirely obvious, like they have these trees here to prevent you from going that way. And then you see the currents over here, so
We are almost there. Here we have some steps etched on the rock.
there it is.
I see some people down there who seem to be rock climbing or something. I have no idea what they're doing. Anyway, there is one thing left to do, and that is walking on the arch.
Well, this is one of those rare arches where you can actually stand on top of it. And I don't know exactly which is the best way, but the gentleman there told me from here is the easiest. Well, here we are, we're almost there. Is this it? Yeah. Take a look down there. Yeah, it is wider up here than you would expect. So here we are. You know, I gotta do all those things that all the YouTubers do, right? Yeah, it doesn't feel at all. Came to this side, but that's not gonna work, so let's go back across the arch.
Ooh, lots of people coming up now.
And with that, we say goodbye to Cassidy Arch. Now let's find the trail back down. As you probably know, this is one of those that I've been wanting to do for almost 10 years. Since 2014, we were going to do Cassidy Arch in 2014. And of course, that was one of those rushed trips in the rental Class C. We had to drop the Grand Canyon and we had to drop this. But now 10 years later, finally, check it off the list. Last part of the trail here is not completely obvious. So we almost went off trail on the way. You have to look for those cairns. There's a very small one there, but I guess we go on this different colored path. What an incredible place this is.
The return trip should be easier, mostly downhill. And here we have these two arches. They almost look like eyes.
Forgot to take video with the 360 camera when we were up there, but I'm gonna take one now when we get a view of the arch behind us. Alright, that somewhat sketchy part of the trail, I believe it's over.
What planet is this? It certainly doesn't seem Minchara class. Here's one more look at Cassidy Arch, named after the famous train and bank robber Butch Cassidy.
Final shot. Oh, you can see the people over there now. There's a lot of people over there now.
That looks like it's crawling.
It's getting crowded up there. Well, one last view of Cassidy Arch. Well, that back there is the last spot from where you can see the arch. And now it's just pretty much downhill. I ran into the viewers that I ran into at the Hugback yesterday. They say they still have an IPA waiting for me at the Fruita campground, but I guess that's gonna have to be next time. What a rewarding hike. My right ankle, the one that I injured last year, is starting to hurt a little bit. But that always happens when, when I run a lot or on long hikes like this one. Should be okay. It's getting a little windier now, but still, it's warm. What a beautiful hike. I mean, I cannot stress enough. I mean, if you're physically fit to do it, absolutely do this hike.
We definitely have to do more of this.
What a great hike. Something that concerns me a little, it's I'm 52, I'm gonna be 53 this year, and there's gonna be a time where I cannot no longer do these types of hikes, and I just wanna take it all in. And this is one of those, without going off trail here, but And that other canyon down there, this is like... This is top 10, for sure.
That's the Ground Wash Road.
I might have to use that outhouse before getting back. Yeah, I'm not quite on the edge, but pretty close. Not for the faint of heart. I mean, if you have fear of heights, and my battery ran out, but as I was saying, if you are afraid of heights at all, this may not be the one for you. I mean, we're not right on the edge, but this is a pretty big drop-off. Going that way, going this way, just so amazing. Well, let me continue going down those switchbacks, going that way, down to the wash.
I might be going delirious in this desert sun.
And with that, we have conquered Cassidy Arch. Of course, I didn't film the more sketchy parts of the trail because I was concentrating on, my steps.
I'm gonna go to the end of the trail, mainly to use the outhouse, and then it is back to the car. And this is it, the other trailhead.
This is the other official trailhead, and here we go. Grand Wash and Cassidy Arch, and we are here, so we're gonna do this. It is 0.2 miles to here, and then 2 miles the whole thing. By the way, it's not very echoey, but great acoustics here in the canyon. You can hear people like really, really far away. Yeah, now you know why Utah is one of my favorite states. The scenery is unmatched. As I zoom on the rock in front of me, I realize, we've seen that one before. We saw it this morning, but it's been almost 4 hours. So the light hitting it is completely different now. So it almost looks like a totally different mountain.
We're entering the Narrows once again.
All of a sudden, it got chilly, a little windy, and in the shade, I had to put this back on. Gotta come prepared for all kinds of weather. And by the way, this is one of those trails that is, if there is the slightest chance of rain, do not do it. Because there could be a flash flood and this becomes like a rapids, Luckily today it's like one of those perfect weather days, at least now in the morning. It might starting to get a little cloudy, but we're like about half an hour away.
here's looking back. The midday light certainly makes it look a little different. What a thing to be surrounded here by all these towering walls.
Well, what can I say? We're almost at the end. Incredible scenery all around us. Starting to get cloudy. I don't think there's any rain in the forecast, but anyway, we're on the home stretch, probably mile number 8 for today.
Oh, this is where we were supposed to enter the wash originally. I think we've had enough fun for one day. Good morning. Several things have not gone according to plan. First of all, it was certainly an inconvenience not having access to water here at the campground. Just because we were really looking forward to full hookups, getting a long shower, cooking, and all that. But that Mexican restaurant was actually the highlight of Torrey this time around. Also, I made a scheduling mistake. I thought the reservation for Fruita campground was today, but it's not, it's tomorrow. So we're gonna spend one night at another, hopefully full hookup site. I mean, we did realize after the fact that they did have a disclaimer on the website here that if temperatures dropped below 32, that water may be cut off. But they've been above 32 for like 2 days. So anyway, just this morning he turned on the water. We have a 20-minute drive to Sand Creek RV Park.
Take the next right to stay on Sand Creek RV Park, then turn
No,
right
that's where
onto
we
Sand
are.
Creek Road.
We're going to Fremont River RV Park.
Turn right onto Sand Creek Road, then turn right onto Utah 24 West.
We're going to an area we've never been before, so. And there is supposed to be a hiking trail that way. Well, maybe. Or maybe next time. Well, yes, it is moving day. And today, counterintuitively, we're going to explore some points east of Capitol Reef. And counterintuitively I say because we're actually driving 50 miles in the opposite direction. But it was the only RV park we found that was open and most importantly with running water. Because after this, we're going to be dry camping at Fruita Campground. Very windy and chilly here. We just arrived. We aren't the only ones here. There's a fifth wheel there that seems to be permanent. Completely empty, but let me tell you, it's reasonably priced, and I like an RV park that is like, you know, everything looks brand new. We're gonna be here for only one night, and then we're going to Fruita Campground. We need to do laundry, and did I mention it's windy? Let's make a quick breakfast here. Onions and peppers we brought all the way from Florida. Salt, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. We've got some cheap salami we bought at Walmart that we didn't care much for. In fact, by itself it is pretty horrible. But maybe cooked with something else, it'll give it a little flavor. Like eggs. Alright, breakfast, or shall I say brunch of champions. I'm soaking some chickpeas because tonight we're making garbanzos from scratch, Cuban style. Looks like we're gonna have one neighbor. Well, our destination today is actually outside the park, but it is on the other side of the park. So we've got a little bit of over an hour drive. Maybe more, I don't know. We've never been there, but I've seen the pictures online and they look pretty spectacular. So, only downside is very windy. Very windy. We were expecting 20 miles per hour this afternoon. Check it out, bison. And we're back in Torrey, just driving through this time. Same with Capitol Reef, we're just driving through today. We're going to an area with some of the most striking landscapes. Many say they resemble Mars, or our own satellite, the Moon. Arguably even more extraordinary than Capitol Reef. As we approach the western boundary of the park, the scenery begins to change. And here on the right is the Scenic Backway. We're going to take it tomorrow. This area coming up, it is incredible. Ooh, close call. Question: what forces of nature could have possibly sculpted something like this? We can already see the Caneville mesas, which are quite remarkable. I mean, this whole area is starting to look like another planet. That would be the North Caneville Mesa. It is quite unique. I believe that one in the distance is Factory Butte. Here we turn. We have North Caneville Mesa on the left and Factory Butte on the right. Here they have some information about the Factory Butte Recreation Area, which is where we're going. There's a pit toilet here, or outhouse, and since you never know when the next one is gonna be, might as well use the facilities. check out that tiny little butte. I mean, at least compared with the factory, it looks very small. Well, hello there. Factory Butte was named by early settlers who thought it resembled a huge factory, the Provo Woolen Mill in particular. At least, they had a vivid imagination. If you come this way, do not listen to the Google lady on the navigation. She will try to take you down this road called Coal Mine Road. Trust me, there is a much better route called Skyline View Road just half a mile further down. Ask me how I know. Oh, because this horrible road we're on now is Coal Mine Road. Nothing Starship can't handle, but if you have a less capable vehicle, perhaps not the best choice. In some areas, the road is practically non-existent. Eventually, we merged with the aforementioned Skyline View Drive. By the way, I believe you are allowed to overnight up here. Well, this is one of those spots that, conventional photography would never do it justice. This is called the Moon Overlook here. We're just east of Capitol Reef, and I don't want to get too close to this edge here because there's a little bit of wind, but take a look at this place. I mean, this is incredible. You got this moonscape down here, and then you have the painted desert in the distance, and then snow-capped peaks to this side, and the mesas that we saw on the way here to that side. I mean, this is quite surreal to be here. Yeah. Utah. Yep, people have definitely camped here. It is so windy. I was really hoping to fly the drone up here since it is allowed, but I don't think I want to risk it with this wind. We'll have to come back at some point and maybe spend the night. It looks like we might be getting some sunshine here soon. It might look completely different. Check out the Factory Butte from this angle. Now that the sun came out, look at this place. The distant snow-capped mountains there, and this lunar landscape. It's quite a sight to see. This is incredible. I'm so glad we endured that road to make it here. just can't get over how otherworldly this looks. Utah never ceases to amaze me. This would be a good campsite right here. It kind of reminds me a little of The Wall in the South Dakota Badlands. Check it out! Wildlife! Oh wait, there's one more. I'm going to stop really quick so that I can zoom in on that butte. See a little more details. We're going to come back out to State Route 24, which is, along State Route 12, one of the most scenic drives in Utah, and perhaps the whole contiguous United States. These white structures are called Blue Valley Domes, yet another unique way to stay in this area. The area we're visiting next apparently very closely resembles the terrain and appearance of the Red Planet. That's why they selected that location to build the MDRS, the Mars Desert Research Station. These views are going to be good. What a place. It's certainly starting to look like Mars. Turned out to be quite the adventure on this road, but totally worth it. Actually, it is not that bad. Here we are. The whole idea for this facility is to acquire the knowledge needed to prepare for the human exploration of Mars. Supposedly there's a habitat and they do all kinds of experiments and go out in spacesuits, that sort of thing. in case someday we make it to the Red Planet. The area is certainly unique, and have I mentioned, incredibly windy today. I think this is all we're going to do today. Let's go back to the RV park and cook us some dinner. We're doing this one in the Instant Pot. I've got some Spanish chorizo that I'm just going to remove the casing and slice. We're gonna add some smoked pork and saute. Same sofrito mix we used this morning on the eggs. Ideally, we would use fresh ingredients, but this is all we've got in the RV. So salt and pepper. Once it is sauté a little bit, we'll add the chorizo. And this Instant Pot is just too small for this kind of dish. I recommend using the larger one. Some garlic, a splash of tomato sauce, vino seco, my not-so-secret ingredient, and a little more salt, oregano, cumin, a couple of bay leaves, and that chorizo already has enough paprika, so we don't need to add any more. Our pre-soaked chickpeas go in, and I don't think it is going to fit. We'll make it fit. Let's fill it up with water all the way to the line, and we'll give it some pressure, and hopefully it'll come out good. Oh, here's the thing. As you can see, the display in our Instant Pot stopped working, so we've been doing this pretty much blind. Let's hope it comes out okay. It's been pressure cooking for about an hour, so fingers crossed. Here goes nothing. Alright, let's find out. Moment of truth here. That looks pretty good. It probably needed more time, but it looks good, it tastes good. We're gonna eat it. It is frigid. It is frigid out here this morning. Actually, it snowed a little bit last night. It didn't really stick, but it is just above freezing out there, and I don't think it's gonna crack 50 today, so it's gonna be a cold day. We certainly didn't come prepared. I should have brought beanies, gloves, even a scarf. Anyway, we're about 30 minutes away from Fruita campground, so that's where we're going. I'm gonna try to find propane along the way just in case, because we don't want to run out of propane in this weather. Alright, enjoy the ride. I think we've got everything. It is snowing a little, and we're kind of low on propane, so let's see if we can get some, because it is going to be cold tonight. It turns out it is Sunday, and there is no propane to be had anywhere, so luckily I always carry an emergency buddy heater, just in case. We're going to be staying at Fruita Campground, primitive but in the middle of everything.
And we've made it to Fruita Campground, and this is one of those campgrounds. Oh, look at that, we're getting some flurries here. Crazy weather, we're getting sunshine flurries. It's kind of cold. Very difficult to reserve this particular campground, and we lucked out with this site because we have, you know, pretty clear view of the sky, so we're gonna get decent solar and Starlink. And by the way, this is another one that I was able to get thanks to CampNab. I'm gonna put an affiliate link in the video description for that one. It's CampNab is a website that checks periodically for campgrounds, and you can be really specific. You can tell it, I want site 30 at Fruita from this day to this day, and if there's a cancellation by any chance, you know, they'll send you a text and an email, and you just have to act quickly and grab it, you know. Great views here, and we're gonna do most of the hikes tomorrow morning, but we're gonna do some hikes today and see the historic district and all that. But now we are hungry. We skipped breakfast, so we're gonna have like a late breakfast. It is noon round now.
Let's walk around a little bit.
Oh yeah, this is the Fremont River Trail. I don't think we're gonna do it today, nor tomorrow for that matter. But I found a spur here from where you can see the river. Let me show you. Yep, that's the swift current of the Fremont River here. Now we're gonna see the historic Fruita historic area. But yeah, it looks like hot chocolate. All right, let's go back. Oh, I see, that was not the trail. This is the trail. Closed until further notice. Let's go see the Gifford house. That looks amazing now that the sun came out. This is the back of the Gifford house.
This is one of the original Mormon homesteads here, dating back to 1908. The Gifford family lived in it from 1928 to 1969. It is nowadays a shop famous for their baked fruit pies. They have all kinds of things, local products, and some of the old furniture. Let's continue exploring the historic area here. And here we have the barn, originally built by Calvin Pendleton, an earlier settler, and sold to Jurgen Jurgensen in 1919, and eventually to G. Dewey Gifford, who used it for over 40 years. We are now going to cross the river onto the blacksmith shop.
Here we go. The roaring Fremont River.
The Fremont River gives life to this otherwise barren high desert. The river has changed course periodically, mostly during flash floods. Definitely a lifeline for the early settlers.
We continue walking the historic district here. Yeah, and there's an orchard right there, so. Now approaching the blacksmith shop. Here we go, some apparatus here. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it's a tractor.
My name is Billy Gifford. I was farming rancher in Fruita from 1928 till 1969. For much of that time, we had no running water, electricity, or telephone. The 8 or so families here got along pretty good, considering the isolation.
So cool that they were able to preserve a recording of Dewey Gifford himself.
Wow, orchard is closed. This is Johnson Orchard here at Fruita. Apparently, when there is fruit on the plants, on the orchard, you can come and pick a ripe fruit, but not right now, not in winter.
What a beautiful setting, although it must have been a hard, isolated life. We're going to explore the rest by car. Here's the historic schoolhouse. The land was donated by one Elijah Cutler Behanen in 1896. Even though there were only 8 families in the area, at the time called Junction, there were many children. A 12-year-old named Natty was the first teacher of 22 students. The building also served as a community meeting house, church, and for dances, town meetings, elections, and other celebrations. Definitely a school with a view. Now we're going to see some ancient petroglyphs.
Let's check out the petroglyphs.
Very interesting. Kind of similar to other petroglyphs and pictographs we've seen out here in Utah and Arizona. There were a lot more, but there was a rockfall in 1952, so this is what remains.
Some of those look like extraterrestrials, if you ask me. Let's see what's on that side.
There's a little bit of a walk to see even more petroglyphs. These are barely visible. And some of these seem to be a little more modern. This whole wall is full of figures and writings etched on the rock. Some ancient, some definitely newer. Fascinating.
That wall, it is magnificent.
There's supposed to be one more historic cabin somewhere around here. There it is.
Right, let's see what this is. Seems to be a historic cabin built in 1882 by a Mormon settler, Elijah. 11 of their 13 children. Let's check it out.
I wonder if the 13 children all lived in there. I mean, that's a large family. Definitely different times. I think the sign said that they moved to higher ground and a larger cabin shortly after they built this one, so you would think.
There's not a whole lot to see in there. Looks like there's a fireplace on this side. And this look, maybe they have tours, you know.
We're taking the Scenic Backway, also known as the Nottam Bullfrog Road. There's a sign that says Lake Powell Ferry 68 miles away, and that's because this road supposedly goes all the way to Bullfrog on the shores of Lake Powell. I doubt we're going to go that far today, but I'd like to take it at least to the junction with the Bird Trail. This road will take us through some of the most remote backcountry in southern Utah, hugging the eastern boundary of Capitol Reef. Here we have a historical site. There's land for sale here. Tempting. This is where the pavement ends. Amazing views on that mesa. This almost looks like Vasquez Rocks in Southern California, of Star Trek fame. We're getting close to the junction with the Bird Trail. And we've made it to the Bird Trail. Now we have nowhere to go but back north, with Swap Mesa now on our right. It is never the same experience on the return trip. Different lighting, different angles. In hindsight, we should have gone all the way the whole 68 miles to Bullfrog. But regardless, it's been a beautiful drive. And we have to save something for our next trip to Utah, right? Let's check out Cedar Mesa Campground here real quick for future reference. There's a pit toilet, but I think this is more meant for tents. I mean, a small Class C would probably make it, like a Winnebago Echo or similar all-wheel drive rugged RV, but it would be pretty tight. I would love to spend the night here, let me tell you, with the dark sky. Anyway, let me take advantage of the facilities and continue. Would that be Cedar Mesa in front of us? Let me know if you know. That's the backside of Capitol Reef, alright, as seen from the east. And we're back by the Fruita Historic District once again. And now we're going to do a short hike. It may be a little cold and windy, but I think it is going to be worth it. Hey, little buddy. By the way, this is the same parking lot we came to a couple of days ago to see the Goosenecks Overlook. But today we're doing Sunset Point.
Here we go, 1/3 of a mile, easy peasy. Well, the wind chill factor is really making this bitterly cold. I mean, it's in the 40s, but it probably feels like the 30s. Luckily, it's a short trail. Otherwise, it's a beautiful day. Look at the weather now in the late afternoon.
There's Chimney Rock, one of many rock formations that make this park so special.
As I often say, don't forget to look back at this place. Outstanding views of Capitol Reef. I think this is a fitting end to our second, or is it our third? I lost count, our day here.
It is very windy today, on this late March afternoon. Here's a bench, in case you get tired and want to sit down and admire the views. We even have snow-capped mountains. I love the unique sight of all these old, twisted juniper trees. One of the properties we were looking at in Pinetop, Arizona had a lot of them. And this is it. We have reached Sunset Point. Maybe we can climb up on those rocks. There's a little bit of scrambling here and there involved, but the view is amazing. Such incredible views from up here.
It is really too cold and windy to truly enjoy this marvelous vista point. But yeah, maybe we are a little bit underdressed for this one. Taking a break? Nah, not really. Let's continue. That was definitely nippy and a bit breezy. But we're back. We're back at the trailhead. We're gonna go make some dinner and call it a night.
Once again, we have wildlife. We're gonna cook 2 types of salmon today. Salt and pepper. Let's remove the skin. Frozen onions and peppers. And more black pepper. Smoked paprika, vino seco, oregano, cumin, cayenne pepper, tomato sauce. Now let's flip them over and move them around a little bit. A little more tomato for a good measure. Well, let them sit for a little bit.
Well, I have never tried this particular dish before, but let's call it salmon of 2 kinds in a Creole sauce. Bon appetit! I think we're onto something with that salmon in Creole sauce. That was delicious. Now this is one of the pies this campground is so famous for. And this happens to be strawberry rhubarb, so let's check it out. It may not be as great because we bought it earlier and refrigerated it, so we're gonna eat it now. It's very soft. Let me get some from the middle here. Actually, I like it. I'm not a big pie person, but let's try the crust. I'm making a mess here, so I'm gonna stop recording. Bye, guys. Well, good morning. A little bit of a late start here, but it's been frigid, so I was waiting for the sun to come out. But today at least we don't have to go to a trailhead and look for parking. The trail goes right here from outside the campground. This is the Cohab Canyon Trail. And we're gonna take that all the way to the other trailhead that goes to Hickman Bridge and the Rim Overlook. So that's the plan for today. It's probably gonna be the longest hike we're gonna do here in the park. So let's get to it. Well, even though it is a little bit cold here this morning, it is a beautiful morning. Blue skies, not a cloud in the sky, and luckily it's not as windy as it was yesterday. Oh yeah, as you probably know, as I probably told you, we are pretty off-grid here. There's no cell phone signal of any kind, Wi-Fi, no hookups. So they don't have a phone booth for emergencies. And personal calls can be extremely expensive, so calling cards or credit cards may be used. Right, let's hit the trail. Here we have, this is the Cohab Canyon Trail. We're gonna make a detour at the Overlook Trail 1 mile in, and then we're gonna do Hickman Bridge at 1.7 miles. Here we go, this is where we are. We get some switchbacks and some elevation gain here. Then we have the canyon. Here's the Overlook. And then Hickman Bridge trailhead right there. Of course, they always advise that you carry water, and this is particularly important in the summer months because we're in the desert and it can get really hot here. We don't want to be drinking our own pee like get stranded, you know. According to all trails, this beginning is the most strenuous part. 2 hours and 10 minutes remaining. It is going to be less than 2 hours and 10 minutes, but because all trails is assuming that I'm doing, you know, back and forth. So it should be, well, it's gonna be more than an hour because I'm gonna do the detour. Yeah, gaining elevation here. That's the campground down there.
Here's the view so far. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's the blacksmith shop and the Gifford house where they sell the pies.
Well, here it's starting to level off a little bit, although I have a feeling it won't last. I have a feeling we have to climb all the way up there.
It is a relentless climb. I believe we're about to enter the canyon. Ooh, wow. Let's take one final look at the campground and the Fruita area. For now, I believe there will be a better view later.
With that, we're saying goodbye to these views here for now, entering the canyon.
Alright, let's do this. Going deeper and deeper into the canyon. And have you noticed there is no one else here? I mean, I hear distant voices, but I haven't encountered another soul yet.
I guess we're gonna have to crouch for this one. Unless I went off trail. Oh, the trail goes that way. Does it? Oh no, these are some of those slot canyons they were talking about. Oh, it would have been easier this way.
There are slot canyons all over the place, and it seems you really need to know what you're doing to go all the way.
I'm not gonna do it because I'm not that technical.
Such amazing rock formations. And we're not completely alone here, not anymore.
And I think here's another one of those slot canyons. Let's check it out. This one seems to be a little easier to navigate, so let's see how far we can go. I don't think I want to climb up this. Seems pretty slippery. Check it out. Always remember to look back. Beautiful views everywhere. And blue skies. Well, we'll continue.
think the Overlook Trail starts somewhere around here, but it is not super well marked, so I'm gonna have to rely on the All Trails app a little.
Here's looking back.
1 mile completed. Duration 36 minutes 54 seconds. Elevation 5,732 feet. Heart rate 140.
Okay, we're close to the junction for the North Fruita Overlook. So it should be somewhere here on the left. Not here, obviously. This gotta be it. As they said, it's not marked. So this has to be it. I'm not gonna go as far as saying it's starting to get warm, but it is starting to feel warm, especially after, you know, the strenuous hike. Yeah, this has to be it. Although it is not marked, it has to be it. Yeah, there's another steady climb here on switchbacks.
We've reached the top. Should be mostly flat to the overlook, to the North Overlook that is. And here's the fork on the road.
North Overlook, South Overlook. Let's do North first.
Oh yeah, what a view. What a magnificent view. Dare I say, commanding view.
Oh yeah, that down there is definitely the Petroglyphs boardwalk. The parking lot. That's the Fruita area over there. And there we even see the river.
We can even hear it.
I believe that's the trailhead. That's where we're going next. And the arch should be visible from here. Maybe that's it. Natural bridge. Well, this view was definitely worth the detour, this little extra hike here to this overlook. And we can overlook the general area where we're going to be hiking later. And I don't know whether that is the Hickman natural bridge or not, but I'm sure we're going to see it soon enough once we hike that way. Let's check out the South Overlook here. Yeah, it is very easy to lose the trail. Luckily we have all trails to help us. Well, here is well marked. Look at that. You just have to go down these steps here. And this is it. This gotta be it. Oh wow.
We can almost see the petroglyphs from here. Actually, we can, kind of.
Well, some people were saying online that the view from this overlook wasn't as good as the other one. I mean, it is different, but I totally disagree. I kind of like seeing the whole Fruita valley down there like that. Well, now let's get down there, finish the canyon hike, and then we'll take a break and then do the bridge, the natural bridge, and hopefully we have enough stamina to do everything else. I think I saw a marmot going that way. Oh no, you know you're in my way, in the middle of the trail. What are we gonna do now?
I really don't know how dangerous these guys are, but just in case, I am not getting any closer. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait while he eats. He's smack in the middle of the trail too, so I have nowhere to go. How about if I raise my arms? I think I scared him away. Well, goodbye, Bighorn. I think that's what it is, a bighorn sheep. Thank you for clearing the trail for me.
Say hello.
And we're back at the canyon floor.
This is the other junction. Cohab Canyon or Frying Pan. I wouldn't want to do the Frying Pan. I want to do Cohab Canyon. Half a mile to the parking lot. I'm not gonna lie, that pronghorn, or I think it's a pronghorn, really scared me a little bit because it wasn't moving. And you know, I want to continue on this. By the way, look at this. And at some point, I figure I raised my arms, and that's when he decided to move away. But yeah, for a while there, it was looking at me like, "What are you doing? It is my territory." We're less than half a mile away from the parking lot. But that was a cool encounter. If a little, you know, you never know how, you know, an animal is going to act in their own habitat, so it can always be a little scary. By the way, this is another incredible trail. Very, very cool.
It is mostly downhill, from here all the way down to the Fremont River.
The bridge.
Already see the road down there.
Get into the parking lot. Who's there? The Fremont River.
This would be a good opportunity for a bathroom break.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we have our trail information. We are here first. We're gonna do the Hickman Bridge, and then we're gonna do the Rim Overlook. We are not going all the way here. That'll be for another day, another time. I don't have 50 cents, so I'm gonna give them a whole $1. Going there. Alright, we got our guide.
Let's check out the river real quick.
Yep. Alright, let's do this. It's getting so cloudy, a little colder again. But over here the weather changes so often that I wouldn't be surprised if we have sunshine by the time we get to the top.
Be careful what you wish for.
It's a steady climb. Coming upon a fork on the road. Hickman Bridge, 0.7 miles. Let's do that one first. Oh yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that it is so cloudy. Oh, check it out, the sun's coming out. It's been a relentless climb. But I see some sunshine. And a little bit of slit or whatever it's called. It's crazy weather here. Here's number 9. But I lost my trail guide somewhere. I dropped it, so sorry, didn't mean to litter. So I have no idea what number 9 is. It must be referring to this canyon here going up. Let's check it out.
Oh, check it out. We've got some natural bridges. Not the one we're looking for, but very cool nonetheless.
This is really cool. That was pretty cool. Walking under that bridge, maybe that's one of the numbers. I lost my trail guide, so I don't know.
The bridge was named after a Fruita homesteader. And here's the view from the top. It actually looks like there may be several bridges altogether.
It's a very well-trafficked trail. I wouldn't even dare to say crowded. So, we gotta take turns to explore. These rock formations here, I don't know what that is. It's not a slot canyon, it's like a cavity. Oh, here comes the loop part of the trail. So I guess we're gonna go under the bridge and then back. Cool. Oh yeah, so far it's been an amazing hike. And I see blue skies, so there's hope. Here's number 15. Oh, there we go, that's the arch right there.
Our first look at the Hickman Natural Bridge. It is quite a sight, isn't it? Right on cue, the sun has come out.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that number 16 is the bridge. And yeah, this view right here. Let me backtrack a little bit here so we can get a better angle. This was totally worth the somewhat strenuous 1 mile hike. Absolutely beautiful.
I recently learned that the difference between an arch and a bridge is that a bridge is created primarily by moving water erosion, and it may still have water running under it. And an arch can be influenced by many other forces of nature. So in essence, all bridges are also arches, but not all arches are bridges.
There seems to be a spur trail going this way. Maybe we can get even better views of the bridge. Yeah. Well, here we go. It's on all trails, so it must be true. I'm just not sure which way to go. Yeah, it's gotta be this way. It's actually quite a view. I don't think I have a wide enough lens to capture this as a selfie. Here's another outstanding view. Yeah, I think this spur goes a little farther, but I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, we're not gonna get any better views of the arch from here, so I don't know. It's like a slot canyon kind of thing. Let's go all the way down here just to see. Yeah, I think this is as far as I want to go. Let's go back, head back on the loop, and continue. Amazing.
Tell you what, we're gonna start heading back, and I think we might save the Rim Overlook Trail for another time. I'm getting tired, and it looks like bad weather may be coming. What an amazing view, huh?
What are you doing, Mom?
That's it. One final look. All of a sudden, we've got sunshine, blue skies. This Utah weather is unpredictable. It's like the head of the serpent.
Everywhere you look, it's an incredible rock formation.
It is lunchtime. Look at that. I think I'm going to save the Rim Overlook trail for another time. We've done over 5 miles today, and I think that's enough. No need to overexert ourselves here.
Let's descend quickly because it is getting really cloudy now. Check it out, an oversized Minitini. I'm thinking I may not take the Cohab trail on the way back. It looks like it might rain, and anytime it rains, there's a risk of flash floods. And that's something I don't want to play with. I'm just gonna walk back on the side of the road, all the way back to the campground. Unless Illy comes to my rescue. I texted her using my Garmin device, so we'll see.
The roaring Fremont River. Let's walk all the way up to the Petroglyphs. And see, I don't want to walk on the Sludge Canyon. It looks like it might rain without access to. Well, I could technically access the weather forecast with this thing, but whatever this is, it doesn't seem to be rain. It's tiny pieces of ice. It's getting colder. I'm glad I decided not to do the Rim Trail. You know, that would have been unpleasant perhaps, or maybe not. You never know. What is this white stuff coming down from the sky? Well, in the end, Illy came to my rescue. and you know, it drove me back from. I was walking from the trailhead to the Petroglyphs, but she never got my last message. You know, these enriched devices sometimes, you know, they don't transmit or they don't transmit. Oh man, look at this. I hope it doesn't stick. Oh well, here's something a Floridian doesn't see every day. And just like that, our adventures at Capitol Reef are over. Actually, our reservation was until tomorrow, but we're treating it like a late checkout, if you will. You know, so we're gonna. Hey, there's a. Never mind. My attention span. There's a Minitini IV living camp, very similar to Minitini IV. And we're gonna spend the night at a love stop very close to where we have to go.
In 600 feet, turn right to stay on Fruita Campground Road.
Still, I invite you to stick around because it's gonna be a scenic drive. Let's hit the road. There's the Minitini one I was telling you about. This one looks brand new though. It looks like it's been kept under a roof all these years. I mean, that's gotta be a 2014-2015 model 1706 FB, like my original trailer. Very cool to see. Mine hasn't fared so well under the Florida sun. Here's the barn, and the Gifford house is coming up. Here, State Route 24 turns north-northeast towards I-70, where the Love's RV stop where we're staying at is located. Love these rock formations as we drive by close to Goblin Valley. It's been way too long. We visited ever so briefly back in 2014, so we owe it to ourselves to visit again the next time we're in Utah. We are now on I-70, going to our destination for the night. Love's RV stop in Green River.
Rainbow.
I'm riding in my RV.